Matapos ang isang mahabang paghihintay, finally sa wakas, nakahanap din kami ng solusyon. Wala gayang pagdarating po muli sa pambansang paligsahan ng WASA keyboard ng OSO Philippines. Ngayong taong 2025, ako po si Surf85 at kasama ko po sa commentary booth ko ninyo ngayon ay sina Itawachi, Lively Peninsula na mamaya nasasali po mamaya pagdating ng ating 4K division. At I think sasama din nata sa atin si Triangle Bear mamaya po. Isa sa mga bagong commentators po natin. Import galing Standard kung bakante siya ngayon. Hello po, magkamusta po kayo ngayong gabing ito?
Hello po, di po ako magaling mag-Tagalog. Paano na po yan?
Alam mo, kailangan natin mag-adjust eh. We gotta adjust kasi alam mo naman, we are, this is PHNM2025 After Dark. Teka lang, parang iba meaning nun ah.
Uy!
Iba yun ah. Oh, sige na.
After hours, after hours.
After hours, ayan. Okay, so di natin patatagalin kasi ilang oras na tayo delayed.
Yeah.
Okay, viewer retention
Alright.
time. 7K, Rise 1, let's go.
7K viewer retention is back and we have BC1!
At ito po, Bacon 1, Angel Dust. Ano na naman, bumalik na naman tong kantang ito. Ano ba to?
Yeah,
This is our primary speed pick. And
Bacon
oh my
mapped
gosh.
this entirely today, and we were debating on what snaps to use because we wanted to be slightly faster than last week, right? So we had to do some calculations. So we did similarly to Exile as we had for the last round. This map is on 1/10.
grabe, ang specific ah.
Yeah, 1/10 yung Exile eh.
This is very specific. So yeah, like the start delay. I think it's pretty much explained. Really, like we had what delays last weekend. Now let's do a song that's pretty be like a song in the high levels. Like if you play this on BMS, like it would be practically like a super dense chord scene with delay streams or the soundtrack delay streams. This one is on the more delay side.
Yeah, and we had to edit this a bit just to make it more diverse in the patterning. But at the end, I think we're happy with how this turned out. So thank you, Bacon, for speed mapping this with me. Well, not with me, but you were in the call with me as you sped mapped this. So I had someone to talk to, I guess. And
Okay.
yeah, here is...
Ayun.
Yeah.
Kung hindi po ninyo notice, finals weekend na po tayo ngayon.
And that's,
So yes.
and I'm not sure if it's I feel like people call this either airplane music or mosquito music in the sense na
Wow, nilagyan pa ng break section.
yeah, kailangan na
Ano to, BMS? May break section bigla tapos
yeah.
bigla
BMS Nationals pre, BMS Nationals.
tapos biglang binagsak ka ng ilang nota. Ano ba to? Ang kulang na lang dito yung scratch note.
Yan nga eh.
Yung scratch column na lang
Pagawa
kulang.
ng 7K plus 1.
Okay, let's move on. Rise 2. Let's have our density, dense chord scene pick. Ayun, day 1. Okay, so we have Bill X, Smash. Also yung difficulty name. Ano ba to?
Alright, of course we have Oji-san on Rise 2 because of course
Oh,
it is.
of course it is. I think it's pretty much like hindi na siya dense chord stream eh. I think this category is practically called Oji-san chord stream.
Yep, we don't have fast or dense chord stream. This is just Oji-san chord stream, and also that's the one long note. There you go.
Yes, ayun. If you're seeing the long note count po, yan na po, dumaan na po sa inyong harapan. Like, medyo mahaba-haba tong calm section to actually, and I think that's pretty much the reason why, like, this clocks in at around 3 minutes. Kasi naman eh, we have this pretty long break section, tapos pagkatapos nito, tuloy-tuloy na. Wala na tayong wala nang humpay tong chart na to.
Ayan, may build up na to.
Yeah, like after this build up, I mean it's Bilex. You'll have build up like ayan, here we go. Ano to, like from this point on, halos wala na tong there's almost no breaks in between the stream anymore. Like if I remember correctly, like that's how stamina intensive this chart really is. And you know, and
PPM!
indeed, and also just to know, I'm not gonna lie, like we're only halfway through the chart.
House is only halfway.
Okay, another break section. Okay. I was mistaken. I misremembered. But surely, wala namang will be miss dito, di ba? Pag ano, when no one's gonna miss here, when we get to this point in a match. It has happened so many times that people miss on the break section for some reason. They don't pay attention to the notes and all of that.
Yeah, a break section doesn't mean combo break section, guys.
Yeah. It's just a break for your hands, but not for your mind. Anyways, more of this build up, and then after this, now we're about to enter like some of the densest core scene that we'll actually see in this pool. Because again, this is the dense chord stream indeed. Some big chords as well interlaced in this chart, so something for everyone to keep mind of, especially if you're stamina really. A lot of this chart is just stamina management.
I feel like I can already see people avoiding this chart.
Oh, indeed. But like, I don't see this being avoided in like the winners bracket final, I presume. Like this
maybe.
This will be picked there, I think. That's Rice 2 or Oji-san 1. OJ 1. Okay, let's move on to our fast chord team pick. We have OJ2 featuring backdrop. Okay, I am gonna nerd out. I am gonna nerd out from this song. This song comes from this MMORPG, old Korean MMORPG called Mabinogi. And I play this game. I've played this game since the North American servers opened back in like 2008 or 2009. And this is the boss fight song of the first major storyline of that MMO. And you know, like if you see the background of this chart, like it's actually a screenshot from me, like fighting the boss in this that has this music. And I tell you, it was actually harder for me to not kill the boss than to kill the boss itself.
Yeah, just for this screen. You want to listen to music, yeah?
No, not because of that actually. Not because of that. Like that boss fight was designed like some 20-ish years ago. And basically like one punch from my character is enough to kill the boss. So I had to keep it alive just for that one screenshot that you see in the background. But anyways, back to the start. Well, fast core seem like this is a lot of stair heavy patterning really.
I love the diff name by the way.
Inyo na to team. Pero actually like you actually do need to party up for this boss like when back in the day.
Too bad you can't party up on this tournament.
Yeah, like this is a 1v1 tournament indeed. Okay, so
40.
Yeah.
What the heck? This is the levels we go to now.
So what do we expect for grand finals then? Like 270? 260, yeah. 270 maybe. I mean, we had already a taste of 270 in the semi-finals tiebreaker.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Like just a few moments. Okay, if Rice 2 isn't too much of a stamina issue, Well, this one I think will be more of it. Like while the patterning is relatively more comfortable, like once you enter like the final quarter of this start, you're gonna have second thoughts about that thing. That the thing that I just said, like this start being relatively more comfortable than the other one. Because at this point, like you've been doing fast, really fast streams for 7K standards at this point, like for the past what, 2 minutes 45 seconds. So you're gonna be tired, I think.
Oh, very much so tired. Tiring is an understatement. I think the best word to describe this is knackered, actually.
Yeah.
5,000 notes.
Yeah, would be funny if somebody actually full combos this in
Yeah,
a match.
that would be really
Like
cool.
showcase, it's still kind of reasonable, but once you see
Yeah,
like a match environment, then yeah, I think
the
that's where
nerves
we're
will
gonna
get to
see
you. So, it's
indeed.
gonna be a much harder. Also, it's very easy on Showcase kasi parang alam na namin kung sino yung replayers andito eh.
Oh, halata naman eh. Okay, let's move on to
Right?
our core jack
And
pick.
making their debut, Yuki Nameng! We have YM1.
Oh, YM as in Yahoo Messenger.
Yes, sir.
Sa nakakaalam lang po. Okay, so we have Ruder Buster by Toby Fox. From Deltarune Chapter 3, if I am not
Yep, that's
mistaken.
the OST of the third chapter of the newly fully released Deltarune. Play it now, guys.
No,
It's
no,
peak.
not yet fully
Well, not
released.
fully, but like for the most part, right? You know.
I mean,
Still.
it's like what, like around halfway through the master
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
basically half done, but at the same time, it's very peak already. So, also, Toby Fox Ruder Buster, not Rude Buster. Yeah,
Yeah, one of our playtesters mistook it for Rude Buster.
But yeah, it's a completely different song. But now we have Arj's first map here on the finals week. Somehow,
Yep.
the third Mappool, the host, sorry, the third host.
Finally,
Oh,
finally makes finally makes their Mappool debut here. Also, 130 BPM core jacks. A lot of I think some people in the playtester team was actually pretty surprised by the fact that we're doing 130 BPM core jacks now.
Yeah, though
Yeah.
saying that 125 BPM was for the semifinals last week, so
It's not
it
training.
was coming. It was coming, but
Yeah.
I didn't think they expected it this soon. I think they expected something more like
Yeah.
128 maybe.
I think so. Like we're not used to see like big BPM jumps really for core jacks. For core jacks in PHNats. And not to mention not only the BPM jump, like actually the density jump of the chart as well. Like this is actually relatively dense. Also, we have to note that this pick is actually one of the longer picks in the pool.
Yes.
This is, I think, like the second or the third longest pick.
Normal pick, yeah?
Yeah, normal pick. Like obviously not including the tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think stamina will be an issue here, but it's not. Malalaki na sila eh. They can carry themselves. They can conduct themselves.
Yeah, come on, it's not that big of a jump. +5, you know? It's normal, come on. Ano kaya BPM ng Grand Finals?
Yeah, who knows?
150,
Actually-
joke lang.
No. That's the MWC Grand
I'm
Finals
sorry,
level.
it's just a joke.
That would be funny.
130 BPM Finals, 150 BPM Grand Finals, that's too much, I think.
Yeah. Okay, if your stamina still isn't shot at this point, it has to be now. Like, that's a lot of notes to negotiate. And now, more just the standard patterning really, and I cannot wait to see how high scoring this chart is going to be, especially for a certain matchup that is happening in the losers bracket.
And that's it for Rise 4. Also, I love the BG.
Okay, evil and intimidating CRT. Okay, let's move on to our tech act pick, our first non-custom chart of
We
this
have
pool.
Palette Lab by PWHK.
So this is a recycle from MCNC semifinals. This is our this is our accuracy reliant tech pick. One of the more again leaning more towards into like what you call a mixed rice pick. And this one is funny. Like this pick is actually funny. Like first things first, it's hard to combo. It's hard. You're you're being demanded to do a lot of things by this chart really. And some of these there's some pretty funny transitions here as well. And some funny thrills as relates to these chord jacks. Like, if it isn't even enough to like if whatever you're seeing is not even enough, like you're just being bombarded with note after note after note.
And also a lot of ladders in comparison to what we had for last week, which was monitoring. It's yeah, I don't know if people are gonna enjoy this that much, but should still be a quite significant jump from monitoring, but suitable, obviously.
Well, what I can tell is that I feel like this is a pick that not a lot of people will like to use in a match, but you still have to keep it open because you don't know if you'll get to a point where this will be demanded.
If you have no other options, then this could be a good candidate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Something to choose on your turn. I don't think it's protect worthy. So
Yeah, it'll be crazy if you protect this. I'll admire bravery because I feel like there's like a lot more ban worthy charts in this pool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really depends on your skill set. And also, just to note, this is one of our shorter picks, clocking at around 2 minutes. So any
Yep.
misses are gonna be pretty fun to look at, especially if you're a spectator. Given how short the chart is, and I think a lot of misses are gonna be traded by both of the players here, unless like you're a really good one. Okay, let's move on to Buraot, our Buraot rice pick, our rice wildcard.
TY1
TY1, we have Katagiri, One Night.
Ignite. I think Ignite. Like
Ignite, yeah, Ignite, yeah. But again, this is like something from Jay's 1K event. So
No,
the
it's
1K
actually
World Cup, the 1K World Cup.
now. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, the 1K World Cup. So
Thank you, Turks, for speed mapping this in like 2 hours.
yeah, like some of the charts that you're seeing right now were charted within the past five hours before the original schedule of the showcase.
Yeah, like we did a bit of procrastination, yes, but it worked out in the end. We're all
No,
here
no,
now.
not really procrastination. It's more like there are just no charts that are appropriate.
Oh yes,
Really,
right. Well, yeah, actually, yeah.
it's a
more like
massive lack
too
of
hard.
charts.
It's too harsh. The chart they took a while, yes, but the finding chart is the one that took the
Yeah.
most time, I believe. Anyway, brick section. We've been seeing a lot of these, so I
Yeah.
feel like you guys actually need them now.
Yeah, like, you will need them. And try not to miss here as well. This is like halfway through the chart. And again, this pick clocks in at just exactly at 2 minutes. Also,
Yeah,
yes, those are the 4 LNs.
Yeah, that's it. There's no more islands, guys. No more complaining, please.
Oh boy, this part is gonna
The heck?
be...
Algorithm with the snaps fixed.
This pick is gonna be wild.
As
Good.
people have said, we're glad it's not the full version because it would have been even worse.
Oh, indeed. Also, another thing, I remember mentioning like there are some ban-worthy charts here. Like if you're
This
a rice,
definitely is one of
yeah,
them.
like if you're not a rice player, I feel like this is the one that you'll have to ban. And if you're a strong rice player, this is the one you might want to protect.
Also, yeah, 6-note chords, by the way. We're getting
Yeah.
closer.
We're getting closer to a full-on hepta stream.
Oh, okay. Before we move on to Rice 7, I must say one thing. If you allow me real quick.
Okay, okay.
So we have to fulfill some quotas in this tournament. Yes,
Yes, indeed.
we've
We
only we've only done a couple. Specifically, we've already gotten a Camellia song in the
yes.
Mappool, which has Neuro Cloud 9, right? And we've had one
Yes.
meme song. We've had one meme song.
Yes, in Pamela 1. We
Now,
have
we still have a bunch of other quotas to fulfill. I'm not sure if we'll fulfill all of them, right? But
yeah.
some of them are. One example is we're gonna steal a certain Filipino VTubers map. Uh,
Yeah,
there is
that's
also
one.
Mr. Sani's favorite, aka K-pop.
Yeah, that's also part of the
And
quota.
and also we are missing Paul
Yep.
Kappa here, so
But
may as
we
well
can we
have
cannot we cannot we cannot have Paul Kappa though
yeah,
because
unfortunately, he was a player, so
unfortunately
he can't make a chart. However, we'll settle with this next best thing, which is
the
Nanahira.
the Nanahira quota is right here. We have Tenten Tengoku Jigoku Kokoku. Jigoku Koku. Oh, there we go. So this is our mixed rice consistency pick.
Yep.
And this pick is the expansion pick because we are expanding the matches to a best of 13 starting from this round. And there will also be one additional LN pick, which is the mixed LN consistency pick, which you'll see later in this showcase. Now, about this slot, this is a collaboration between Lazarent Itawachi and Bacon.
Yes.
So,
So
also, this is a slightly sped up version, like 1.05 of the original chart. This one is funny. This chart is really funny. Lots of jacks, lots of stream dumps, but overall patterning is quite quite comfortable.
yes. So what do we call this? Collab one.
Maybe.
CL1 yun. CL1 na lang.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also debated on what rate to use here. We thought at first maybe like 1.2, 1.3, but then we realized too many jacks, we can't go higher rate. So 1.05 it is.
Yeah.
Also, funny thing, the rice count is exactly 5,000.
Yeah, I have 5,000 notes. Also, this is one of the longer picks in the pool. Kind of obvious. Also, yes, the Nanahiro quota in PH Chats is actually also called the Surf Show 85 quota. Because, it's actually pinned in the Mappool selection team. Like, my tourney, my rules, I put Nanahira in the pools.
There, he said the line. He said the line.
Yeah. My tourney, my rules, I put Nanahira in the pools.
Also, look at the three-player name. May nag-aaya ata eh.
Oo nga, no. Si replayer sa nag-aaya. Ang tanong, nanonood kaya yun ni Yayaya? Yan ang
Yes,
tanong.
he is. I can tell because he's currently on Mr. VTuber's unofficial co-stream.
Oh, okay. Shoutouts po pala sa mga nakikinood sa kanilang livestream na itong Mappool Showcase na to.
Yeah.
Kaway po, baka umabot kayo sa kung may masabi kayo nakakatawa, baka umabot sa PHNM2025 highlights. Ewan ko lang.
Yes, sir. Baka nandyan na kayo.
Baka lang. Hindi nyo, you won't know. But yeah, this part here is like a pretty standard patterning really. Like what you'd expect really from what is essentially a dump chart.
Also, I feel like we glossed over it at the beginning, but there are ring finger long jacks.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's 147 BPM.
Single note lang.
Single naman. Okay lang. It's okay, malalaki na sila. I feel like we're using that phrase too much as an excuse to increase the difficulty in the pool.
As Cora said,
malalaki na sila.
As Cora says, when in doubt, big boy na yan sila.
Yeah. It's not our fault. Malalaki na sila, XD.
Some copy paste kasi parang tinataman natin si Lazerent, but to be fair, we had the deadline, so...
Yeah, we had to hit the deadline. And that ends the rice pool, the penultimate rice pool, well, except for EX, obviously.
Yeah.
The penultimate rice pool of the 7K PH Nationals. Now let's move on to the penultimate LN pool. And we're gonna start with a Makiba chart, an edit from, I think, So, we have SHA Euphorianic, the full version of the chart. full version of the song. And this is our Ellen release pick, and honestly, like this pick, I'd say is one of the most comfortably charted picks in this entire tournament.
It flows so well after looking at it real quick. But yeah, we have Makibus custom, so this is an MK1. Mark 1.
Yeah. Mark 1. But now, the thing about this turn is like it just flows really well. Lots of overlapping LNs, so overlapping LN releases. So there is some coordination element to it, like a lot of LN control element to it. But now stuff like this. Well, if you think it wasn't the release pick, now here comes the release. Here comes the releases.
Where are the releases? Here you go. A lot of them. Good luck.
But again, like lots of overlapping LNs, overlapping LN releases as well. So you're pretty much demanded to do your releases very well. Not to mention the fact that this is OD7, just emphasizes the fact that this is indeed a release pick.
This song is so good too, honestly.
Wait until the piano solo, by the way.
Yeah, I remember, but it's not here, you know. With one little small.
We're about there though. We're about there.
Yeah.
We're about
One
to get
small
there.
build up to the arguably the best section of the song.
Also, kaway-kaway po mga naglalaro ng Pump It Up.
This looks so cool.
Like this is practically like a sort of a FLN section, but it's just a partial kind of FLN section. Like this is really fun to play. And this leads us to another of these release heavy chords. So I know, like if that section did not trip you up, well here comes these.
Here we go.
And then the final quarter of the chart has like relatively harder patterning than the first iteration of this quote unquote chorus section, which especially once you enter like the main coda, like when this motif comes in at a higher key, which should be a few moments from now. Here we go. And yup, yun na, mga shields.
Good luck na lang.
I think not much on the shields, but more density really overall in this turn. But yeah, there you go, more of those, like just a little bit.
We don't look at the note count, by the way.
Yeah, we don't. And that ends LN1.
Ay, sayang, replayer son.
Oh man. Okay.
Well, it's
Now
a very
let's-
satisfying score, actually.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, let's move on to our LN coordination pick, and we will have TY2. We have P model Logic Air Force. And this is a fast coordination chart. Like you're demanded to do a lot of fast finger movement while maintaining your coordination. So literally a different kind of chart compared to what we had in the previous round.
Let's just call us the Turks coordination. That's how it is, honestly.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure someone pointed this out in the replays channel, like where we collect the replays. Someone pointed out like this sounds like some song in Azimuth or something like that. And
Yeah,
apparently it's
same
like the same artist. Yeah.
And Azimuth LN, not the regular. Pretty sure.
Yeah. So kind of appropriate, really. That this is also an LM chart. Okay, so
How do we describe this?
Yeah.
Field hell?
maybe, yeah, that's actually a good way to explain it, really. And that's really for most of this chart. And you're gonna suffer 3 minutes and 10 seconds of it. Like, if you're an Allen player, I feel like this might even be a very dangerous pick for you if you're not consistent at all.
halfway through, and the patterns just they just keep going. I think. Also, I'm pretty sure this chart was done a while back, right? Checking things. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this chart was actually done like maybe 2.5 weeks ago. So thank you, Turks, again for doing this. But all right. So while I go cover for Surf for a moment, this chart 3 minutes long. So again, a very long coordination pick. Not the longest we've had in the pool. Again, we've had the one rice. Now there was the longer on rice 4. But this chart does it does kind of test your stamina in a way, doesn't it? So you can see that even 3-player side is actually struggling here a bit because everything is currently I don't know how to say it. It's just everything's just happening at once, and your fingers can just pray that they can keep up, but sometimes they really just can't. So I wish the losers bracket players some good luck on this because yeah, I don't know if this will be fun at all for them. The chart's about to end, and yet the patterns, they still feel like they were just what we saw like 2 minutes ago. It's like the exact same, but just a tad. And that does TY2, aka Long Note 2. Alright. So let's go to the LN density pick.
So
And
ano ba to? This is the second non-custom pick. It's so funny that you have to put it that way.
Yep. Suddenly we have way too many customs. I think that's the takeaway
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, you know what? We should show like the custom monitoring sheet after this tournament.
Yeah. Let's do it after the tournament so we can just show everyone. And so see how like we've only dropped one. That's funny.
Yeah, it's not even because like we dropped it because the chart is not okay. It's more like we just never started it.
Lamau.
Okay, let's go back to this. Chart. This is our LN density pick, and unlike the previous two LN density picks that we had, this one is literally what you'd call an LN chord stream of some sort, except for like a few sections where you're gonna be demanded to do more of a coordination thing, really, and more coordination, more releases, but for the most part, it's just LN chord stream, really. Just be careful because this is indeed the BPM you're seeing right there is indeed correct. This is 180 BPM.
And just for reference, the rice dense chord stream we have this week is 190. So just a tad slower, but it makes sense. It's long enough. Good morning pala. It's just hit 12 in the Philippines. So
Good morning. Yeah, let's just blame this on the fact that we're really short-staffed in terms of production, really. Okay, so now, like, if this pick doesn't look like density, I'm pretty sure this is a compelling case now for you guys to call it such. Ooh, yes. Those additions are pretty rough. And this song sounds like it doesn't end. Like, this build up to the ending is just repeating, and then boom, it stops. Okay, so that is LN3, one of our shorter picks in the LN pool. Actually, the only 2-minute pick in the regular LN pool. So let's move on to LN4, our full LN pick. So we have, I am not gonna try pronouncing this song title. This is our third non-custom pick, a chart by Underjoy, and this is our LN inverse pick. So this is essentially a rice chart, inverted. So this is our first FLN convert, if you could call it as such. And
also,
yeah,
I don't know about you, but I feel like this song just sounds a lot different from what we're used to.
Indeed. Nasobrahan tayo sa J-pop at saka J-rock eh. So we had to offset it a little bit.
Yeah, it's I believe Polish. So
Maybe? Not sure.
I think that's what I saw. So I'm assuming it is.
Yeah, this is essentially an inverted rice chart. Like, if you're gonna play the rice version of this, like, the exact invert again, like putting this back to rice. Like, this is just a pretty simple chord stream chart, inverted really.
Yeah, with
Lots
just
of
with just some speedier parts here, with like the burst, if you can call it that.
yeah.
They're like mini sweeps, like there. Oh, that's a full one.
Mhm. Yeah. Lots of places to miss actually in this chart, so have to be super careful with that. Actually, this is a massive increase in difficulty from Guru Guru Wonderland. But I feel like we're getting to that point where inverse charts are getting into that like this might as well be an alternate element density pick. So we are trying to compensate things with that fact.
Also, those spacebar shields. Yep, they are. Good luck, guys.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Wow, who put rice in my LN?
And yes, I just got a confirmation. This is indeed Polish.
Oh, okay. It actually doesn't like the title doesn't read Polish. Actually, now that
Yeah, but the style just kind of feels that way, and I guess it is. It's definitely northern.
Ah. Okay, so that practically ends our FLN pick for this pool.
Yeah, but now we have something special.
Okay,
We have another extension to the Mappool because it's the finals weeks now.
Okay, so we have one of the best songs I think in this entire pool. We have Ken. We have Aimi featuring Akina, Hoseki no Yadoku. Akina my goat, yes. So this is our mixed Ellen Ba't sinasabi condensity? Ano yung condensada?
Condense po? Yung pick na ito? This is actually not Surf Chew 1, and it's actually Collab 2. This is
Collab 2. This is indeed Collab 2. This is more like an OG-san featuring Surf Chew 85 chart.
Yep, we have basically Collab 2. Okay, thank you. And for those unaware, actually, if you're a Project Sekai player, you might have seen that name before, Akina. That is Kohane Seiyu.
Yeah, Kohane, my beloved.
Kohane, my hamster, my goat.
Yeah. Akina is like one of my favorite voice actors in Proseka. And like when I noticed that this song was actually sung by her. By the way, this is in the same album as Life's Playing Truth, the OWC 2025 Round of 32 Grand Finals Tiebreaker. Same album. Like, so yeah, I basically made it a mission like this has to be charted somewhere in PHS, and we finally found a place for it.
And I believe Surf just did the slow parts, yes?
Yeah, it's pretty much obligatory at this point.
Surf and slow section. Yeah. Name a better combo.
No, this is what I'd say a slower LN1 in a way. There are some full LN sections. There are some your regular density LN sections. You have some elements of coordination. So again, this is essentially really there's like a lot of variety in this chart. Really, like you're not gonna be bored.
Totally not biased, but I agree. This song is amazing.
I told you, this had to be in the pool somewhere.
When I saw Akina tweeted this, like, I didn't listen to it instantly. Then it showed up on my YouTube like 2 days later. I'm like, yeah, I love her vocals so much. It's just I'm glad we see it here now. It's just such a good song. It deserves to be here as well.
Oh,
Rip
unfortunate
Replayer
miss.
Sun though.
Yeah, unfortunate miss. Ayan. I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious who charted this part.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yes, here we go. Like just a short reprieve from everything, and then you're suddenly bombarded again with full islands.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Since
Yeah?
normally we only have like 2 replay people. So we actually had 3 for this round, but
Wow, what a
we already-
miracle!
yeah, but we already glossed over it. His pick. It was Rice 6. Turks actually played Rice 6.
Oh yeah, first hit play Rise 6, indeed.
Yeah. Anyway, drawings and drawings galore. Of course, it's an Ojisan pick at this point.
Alam mo, when this chart was finalized, alam mo yung una ko reaction? Wow, 6 stars! Like, actual draft version! Actual draft chart, by the way.
It's
OMG,
a
it's 6
warranted
stars!
reaction because it's Oji-san plus Surfchu. And the Oji-san should make that like a 7 minimum, but no, it's 6.
Also, yan po ang ating LN Condensada.
LN Condensada, hindi na po LN Consistency. LN Condensada, we have Rice Buraot and LN Condensada, I love it.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on now to our hybrids. And for our hybrid one, this is gonna be a pre-existing. Is it? Ano ba? TY3
It's
or
a
ano?
custom, it's
a
TY3.
custom, TY3, let's go! Alam mo sa
This was-
sobrang dami natin custom charts ngayon, mo na di using
Yeah, I
namin.
have the list on my notepad here, and this is Turks 3. This was actually an unused draft from MCNC that Turks decided, you know what, PHNM. Here we go.
Yeah!
So
we
this,
have-
this chart, forgive me, but this chart was done May 3.
Yeah, actually, if I am not mistaken, this is actually an MCNC unused start from MCNC. So Turks decided to put this here, and it really just worked out. Also, this is a really fast start. Yeah, like a lot of people have to be super careful with this for this pick in particular. Also, another thing that you'll also notice, especially with the hybrid picks, especially the following hybrid picks, is that there is an increase in note density for everything. Again, the mantra, malalaki na po kayo.
You guys can take care of yourselves. Sabi ni Kuya, diba? I trust Kuya. Also, forgive me, this was a mistake. It's March 5, not May 3. March 5, tapos na yung chart na to. So the people who just tuned in, the reason why we said take care of yourself, we mean take care of guys when you play this Mappool, because it's a lot harder now. Again, we're trying to follow the MWC -1 like difficulty
Yeah.
range, but
-1, more like -0.5 at this point.
it's probably -0.5, so we're kind of copying MCNC in a sense.
I
But on the opposite
okay,
spectrum.
actually not like minus 0.25 at this point, because like the plan usually is like have finals ramp up in difficulty a bit more, especially now like a lot of the more lower level players are now out, so we are a bit more comfortable with loosening the belt really.
Yeah, you guys can the remaining 6 players. You guys know who you are, of course, and not to discredit any of you, but good luck. And you can tell by the replayer name, this is hard.
Oh yes, indeed. Okay, let's move on to our second hybrid pick.
I believe
We have another custom. Ano ba? How do we ano ba abbreviate this in the overlay? PW1?
PW lang, I guess that's PW1 works. It's just the first two. It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so please remember, we mentioned kanina, there is an increase in note density on the charts this entire pool. Notice na nung quarterfinals at saka semifinals, Hybrid 2 did not even touch 6 stars. Eh ngayon, tignan nyo ngayon.
The jump to 7 is crazy.
So yeah, welcome to PHNM Finals.
Sure naman tayo
So,
na MWC minus 1 to.
I'm pretty sure, and not to mention we had Kobe's approval for this pick as well.
Okay, if we had Kobe's approval, then I think we have a better argument to say that this is MWC minus 1, or at the very least close to it, yeah?
Also,
I'll give it 0.5 either side.
Also, alam ko may I know, like we got something in the Mappool feedback, like somebody mentioned that the Hybrid 2, especially in the semifinals, wasn't hard enough. Well, we hope that this is hard enough now.
Yeah, we also had that save back for EX1 because we ran out of time and trying to find one. We just edited something and thought, go for it. So we hope that it's okay now, difficulty-wise. I think so far it's been quite
Also,
suitable.
Also,
yeah.
Well, just note as well, shout out to PWHK by the way, because this chart was actually finished even before we started pooling for the started charting the qualifiers actually.
Yeah, PWHK actually just like he pre-ordered this map at this point, legit. we pre-ordered this map from him, I think, is the best way to describe it. Okay, another break section, but even then, people always just break here. It's sad.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that ends Hybrid 2.
Yep, there you go.
Ngayon, so now let's move on to Hybrid 3. Let's continue the keyboard abuse. We have the third or fourth non-custom chart of this pool. We have
let's go. We had Rise 5 is not custom, LN3 and LN4 are not custom. So it's the fourth, yes.
So this one is, well, okay, Tech Hybrid. That explains this chart very well.
Also a very jammer chart, jammer song.
Like actually lots of dump sections, lots of pattern steal that are pretty, like both hands have emphasis in this chart really. Like you're not like your one hand is doing a thing, the other is doing another. Like this chart is like the one thing where I think mirror isn't gonna help you per se. Like read this better. Like you only use mirror here if for some reason you cannot execute a pattern with your left hand or your right hand or vice versa. Like there's some patterns here that you just cannot avoid with mirror just because of how this one is charted.
Oh, also that's the pattern that Sandy hates, but even worse now with strong notes. 1 2 3 2 1 2 3.
Yep. Oh yeah, this is okay. Yep. Again, this is a tech pick. This is the technical pick. Emphasis lang po dun. Yeah. This pick is just gonna be pretty brutal really. Like whoever's wild enough really to select this chart. And we're not even talking about EX yet.
I applaud you if you pick this short because I don't think you should.
Alam mo, we're not even talking about EX yet.
Yeah, and mahirap na talaga to. Ano na yung EX, guys? Ready na ba kayo?
Also, okay. Ano lang, a saving grace mo dito is the fact that this is OD2.
Yeah, that's literally what I was about to point out. That's OD2, not OD5, guys. OD2. Okay?
Oh, this is the lowest OD that we're gonna use in this tournament as of now. Who knows? Baka umabot pa kami OD0 siguro sa Grand Finals. On certain charts.
What, we're gonna take like for 4K, we're just gonna take an easy MMR chart or something?
Who knows? Hindi tayo magsaspoil.
Place your bets now. Will we have an OD0 chart in the Grand Finals pool for 4K or 7K?
Eh, wag mo nakasahan sa 4K yan. Ang bare minimum nila OD8.
Or I think 7, no? I thought it was 7.
Oh, 7. Pero you have to remember OD8 ang kanilang mga L and Dan. So, I would call it bare minimum sa kanila.
Yeah, I think OD7 is probably P bare minimum for 4K now. So, 7K. Gusto nyo? OD0? Para madalihan kayo? No.
Okay, now we're done with the hybrids. Now let's move on to our EX mixed rice pick.
LZ1.
LZ1, we have Demononai Naida. This pick had to be nerfed some 2 or 3 times
I
before we
counted twice,
finalized it.
but I don't know because I wasn't
Yeah,
paying attention. So that could be more.
let's just say that when Turk says this is too hard, it probably is.
Oh yeah, this is the chart that Laserant sent the picture on with a spoiler sheet on the actual star
Yep.
rating that's before the nerf. It was
Yeah,
around 9.7.
yeah, 9.7 with rice, by the way. That was not a tiebreaker star. That was a rice star. So yes,
That's
this
like
had to
Ojis
be.
and the map the drawing si Ojis and sa Rice. That then you get Laserant. That's what it is.
Yeah, this had to be nerfed heavily before like we're able to bring this out. So this chart in particular, like, what if? Okay, let's just say na no. If Rise 7 was harder, it's break core and 150, 110 BPM faster. That's this chart. So total polar opposite ng Rise 7. I cannot imagine, like, this is a difficulty this is this difficulty is what we are expecting for grand finals. Like, it's wild. So again, more of these matches, like, you're just given a short reprieve from all of the action, and then you're thrown in the deep end again. Like, lots of really fast patterning. I think, like, you're ano pa eh, like, you're only like, you're hindi pala only another saving grace mo dito is the fact that this is OD8, not a harder OD setting that we've been putting in some other rice picks that we've seen throughout this entire tournament, really, like in the early rounds. Okay,
Yeah.
tapos na tayo sa
Yeah. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I
uh,
was typing kasi in the stream chat to a 4-key player, si Cub. When actually
uh,
the 4-key charter now, right? Yeah.
Oy,
Uh,
yun yung defending Taiko Nationals champion
defending
natin,
Taiko Nationals. Let's go,
Oh, Taiko
Mr. Cub.
Nationals na a few weeks after this. Let's see kung ano mangyayari
Yeah.
dyan.
But I had
Okay.
to explain to Cub how the things work, the little funny abbreviations we see there, and also for anyone tuning in, by the way. So the funny abbreviations are just custom charts by people, and CL just means collab. So we had BC for Bacon or My Angel Venti, OJ Oji-san. We had YM Yuki Nameng, I forgot about that one. TY
Yep.
Turks, CL si collab, MK Makiba, PW is PWHK, and LZ is Lizard.
Okay, so speaking of customs, our next pick is the last non-custom pick in this pool. So,
Ayan na,
yeah.
Sunny!
Yan na, magdiwang na, pwede na magdiwang si Sunny. We finally have our K-pop pick. Unfortunately, kailangan namin itong i-mute sa stream. Unless
Yeah.
masisira tong VOD na to. Ken, pakihinaan po. Salamat.
Thank
Ayun.
you. Now, Sunny, I know you're watching, sir, sa stream ni Mr. VTuber, sir. So, ito na po yung quota natin. Isa na lang yung quota natin, aka VTuber map. So, ayan na, sir. Sana okay na po kayo.
I can just imagine the reaction the stream ni Mr. VTuber.
Kura is saying, Panyo against
Oh my
Sunny.
God. Oh my
hell.
God. Unfortunately, we do have hindi namin I have no way, ano ba, kakatahin ba natin to para matulungan natin yung manakikinig, or do we explain the chart?
Actually, it's a K-pop song, but it's mostly English, no? Yeah, it is English. It's an English
is it
K-pop.
not?
Yeah, it's an English K-pop song. I know this. It's the heel. So
Okay, since you're the guy with the better English pronunciation than I am, I guess you can
I am
recite.
not saying this.
At
I am
oras na
not.
para sa ating oras na para sa ating
I'd rather dance
oration.
this than sing this, bro. I'd rather dance this than sing.
Hindi magkakantayin. I-recite natin yung lyrics.
Recite? Wag na, I don't even have the thing open. I don't remember the song. It's been like 2 years since the song
Okay.
came out or something.
Okay. Well, anyways, we're halfway through the chart. I think we already know like what an EX pick is. EX Island pick, like this is like what essentially like what the polar opposite of LN5. This is like a harder chart. Like while like this is like a bit of a slower a bit of a uh slower song actually than Hoseki o Yadosu.
Also, level 85 auto jump, but it's fake rating sabi po ni Shadow-kun. So, it's more like a
Oo.
75 to 80. That's what the
Yun,
consensus was.
yun yung sabi like when this was suggested to us. And ayun, this was suggested like apparently though like this is like a high 70 or like a full on 80 flat on some O2 Jam server somewhere.
But we're almost done with this, so I hope you guys enjoy the K-pop, even though you can't even really hear it. It's just
Okay.
typical jump patterns, I guess.
Sige. So ano naman, last few moments din naman ng chart to. We all know what an EX pick is. So boy, I know you got the feels. Ano ba to? Boy,
What is
I
this
know.
Shakespearean
I'm so
reading, bro?
curious about you, boy. Want to keep it cool. But I know every time you move, get me frozen. I get so shy. It's obvious. Catching feels like butterflies.
We're
If I
getting a
see what's
clip
on
of
my
this
mind,
later.
when I hit bullseye, woo! Shoot, I'm ready. Aim and fire.
Okay,
fire.
can we stop
Okay, tapos
now,
na.
please?
Tapos na. Okay.
Dear. Okay, let's put the volume up and change it to EX3 now. And I believe this is the last normal custom for this week, and obviously the last week of the week too.
Okay.
So.
Ano naman to?
OJ4!
OJ4.
I think, or OJ3, I
What
forget.
about 3
pala.
to? 3. OJ3.
3.5
ayun.
technically kasi may collab, diba? But yeah. Sorry, sir. I'm trying to go to sleep early. Anyway.
Okay. So, eto na po. So, this is our mini tiebreaker pick and actually our shortest pick in this entire pool as well. So, really interesting to see what's gonna happen from this in this pick.
Yep. Also, the diff name and the replayer name suggest it's easy
Kaya
though.
nga eh. Yeah, easy level 1 nga, no? Easy level 1.
Cora wouldn't lie about that, right? Also, before EX or
Oh,
TV stars, I would like
ano
to say,
pag may masasabi sa inyo na level 90 something to sa auto jam, huwag kayo maniwala dyan. Level 1 to, level 1.
oh, level 1 po to.
Level 1 po to.
It's a very easy level 1 too. I think most people who start out auto jump can easily clear this, diba?
Oh, like first day of play mo pa lang, pwede mo na to ma-clear.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to request a pause after the EX3 because I would like to say some other stuff. But
Kaya nga eh.
for now, let's focus on what the heck is this, Cora?
Okay, straightforward the patterning though. I think that's like the best
way
you can
too
say.
fast, though. Way too
Kaya
fast.
200 BPM. Ano lang eh. Patikim lang yung patikim yung ginawa niya nung semi-finals tiebreaker eh. Now, like the shackles are being slowly unleashed right here. You're seeing it with we're seeing it with our own 2 eyes at this point.
All right.
And
there it
that
is.
ends our mini tiebreaker.
Okay. Let's pause for a moment. Let's not move the tiebreaker just yet. But because I want to say something special, this chart was for the tiebreaker. I mean, this chart that I started working on this. I want to say last year, but I kind of gave up on it, and I thought maybe I could just map it for the tiebreaker of PH, not sometime. And yes, that does mean I am one of the charters of the tiebreaker. Di lang ako, ah.
Emphasis on one of the.
One of the charters, okay? One of the charters. So I got wind of this to Bacon, and he agreed, even though he said to me katamad. Love you, dude. But we were starting to chart this a bit more, and may nagsingit kasi. Si
May sumingit eh.
Mr.
May
Cora.
sumingit yung eh.
But also, before we get the song if people have been paying attention to some recent tournaments from last year or the recent featured artist updating of some other artists, you will see this song in one of them. And I would like to shout out a special guest the moment we now transition to the tiebreaker. So, Mr. Streamer-san, we have Silas and Sugasugi featuring Inabayap, who is currently in the stream chat right now. I invited him to be here so he can witness Queso Teknon. I love this song so much. This is the ASC semifinals custom tiebreaker song. Also, that BPM is correct. There is 244 BPM. Sorry na po.
I think I already know sino yung nag-chart ng 244 BPM na part. Masyadong
Okay.
obvious eh. It's too obvious.
Masyado obvious. Anyway, Queso Teknon, we had to nerf the OD from 7.5 to 6.5. Nahirapan sila mag-act. But this entire first half of this chart is 200 BPM. And the first 1 minute and a half is charted by yours truly. So, are you guys ready for peak?
Also, for the first time in a tiebreaker where Oji-san is involved, we actually did not need to nerf it.
No, we did once.
Oh wait, you guys did? What?
We did. It was 9.9 stars.
Wait,
Well,
I
the
remember it
9.3.
being 9.3 already.
That's why I pinged you on the 9.3 version.
Oh, okay. That's actually funny. That's actually really funny that you mentioned it. Alam mo,
Alright.
also, fun fact, I was supposed to join this.
Yep.
I was supposed to join this collab. But unfortunately, let's just say na kinain ako ng duty.
Alright, so this is Bacon's chart, Bacon's part now, by the way. As you can see,
Yeah?
ay
Ganyan
200 BPM pa rin to
Yeah. Okay, so like just a short break section again. And then you're gonna be kicked back more of these super technical holds throughout this entire thing. Like a lot of this chart actually has like a lot of technical patterning throughout the throughout a few parts, especially I think the middle third of this chart, maybe stretching to like the final this third quarter maybe. Kaya medyo ingat talaga.
This is a Bacon part again, and it will transition to my part now. Have fun with the 178 BPM shields, guys. Mixed in with bursts, knockouts, everything. And itong part na to, 178 jacks, bro.
Why?
And we have Bacon cosplaying as Blocko at Lost Requiem.
Oh yes, ang sakit sa kamay. Okay. For the record, I actually did not look at this chart until the showcase. Basta maalala ko lang, pining ako ni Bacon. Surf, okay na ba to? And then a screenshot of that pattern. Alam mo kung ano yung sinabi ko? Malaki na yan sila. I did not know na yung pala yun.
Anyway, this is my part again. And this is actually, surprisingly, since it's not surf coded, it's Kura.
Wow, Kura doing slow LS. OMG.
Diba?
Sa dali lang,
Kura pa rin to.
mga 5 seconds lang yun eh.
Kura pa rin to. Alright, so, and now we're back to my part. And because we have not many inverse from the last tiebreaker, here have inverse. Those are 1/8 caps.
Okay,
And now, Kura section for the next minute.
Ito na.
240 BPM. 244.
Alam mo, I wonder what's gonna happen in the grand finals tiebreaker, no?
Yep, here we go.
Ayun na, ito na, nag-drawing na.
Oh my
Like,
god.
this is just a stamina fest. This is just an outright stamina fest.
And what the heck is this?
Oh, okay, this is worse. This is worse than that. Kung ano ginawa mo dito?
And back to this. Oh my god. Okay, we're about to end the chorus section. We're now on bacon section again.
Paano doon?
Two of our best players, by the way, got 4-digit great counts on this map.
Oh nga no? Like 1,000 plus greats.
Shout out to playtester sons. Anyway, you guys thought it's over? Have one final part by me.
Oh my gosh. Good luck.
Okay, funny thing. That ending, yeah? That used to be double thumb.
Alam mo, ever since the double thumb pattern sa Neuro Cloud9, ba't parang nilagyan mo na lahat ng double thumb lahat?
Hey, I didn't for this one. I did not for this one.
Okay.
I got rid of it.
Oh, sige. So, ayan na po. That ends the also 87K Mappool for the finals round. It's about time for us to pass the mic to the 4K people. And I'll just tell you, like, if you are watching right now, please try, if it's reasonable for you, please try to watch until the very, very end of the stream. We have something special in preparation for something next week.
Okay. Yeah, looks like I'm the only one who's here right now, so it's okay. Kaya ko naman to.
Kaya mo na yan, malaki ka na.
Kaya?
Nako.
You got it.
Alright.
Alam mo?
Anyways,
Okay.
so we're just gonna wait and see whenever it's gonna be prepared. Oh wait, is Slot gonna join? Okay,
Let's see.
maybe. Alright, I guess I will not be alone then, thankfully.
Okay, so
But we'll have to see first. But for the meantime, it's only me. I will introduce my co-commentator, which I already said, by the way, once he comes in. Though, let's see the moment he comes in. Let's see na lang. Oh, well, there we go. Speak of the devil. Hello there, Lot. Isn't it like very late your time though? Really, really appreciate all the efforts that you've done for this map pool, by the way. Same for Snow. Oh man. What can you say about this map pool, by the way? have-
23 people staying up until midnight to watch this Mappool showcase. That's
Mhm.
crazy.
That is indeed crazy. But anyways, I just want to say thank you for joining me in here. Like, I'm actually really glad you get to stay. You don't have to stay the entire time if you have some other stuff to do. The same goes for the other people here, actually. But again, I appreciate you coming into this stream once again, Lot. So, as I said a while ago, what can you say about this pool?
Death.
Alright, let's go. I guess we can go start with Rice 1 now, shall we? Alright. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of this song. This is something that a lot of players are definitely very familiar with. So like, this is a speed chart. I mean, it is Rice 1 after all, so it shouldn't be too surprising.
This map is pretty textbook. Maybe it's a bit light and the streams are not as long and extended, but the speed of this map is pretty high. 185 times 2 should equate to 370 BPM streams. And Nourish Reshu is also a very standard stream mapper. You've seen him in first Eterna, then MWC, and some other tournaments. This map specifically was made for the Mania Chilean 4K tournament, so this is definitely a very textbook tournament speed map. And with that in mind, it will be a very critical map in terms of skill testing. I think last year there were a lot of speed maps that were denser, so it feels just a little bit closer to light jump streams, but this one definitely avoids being that. It's the opposite approach. It's lighter so that it retains the delay-esque approach.
Okay, so what I really find interesting about this chart is, like what you said, it's not exactly the densest, but hey, at least the BPM definitely makes up for it. I do believe though that the BPM of this actually does match MWC finals, which is around 370 if you take into account that these are 185 1/8 notes. But like, it may not be as consistent as MWC speed, but it does have a lot of moments where it reaches there.
Honestly, the second half like the streams get a lot longer in this section, so it will definitely not feel as easy as the first half. Like it's at least like 1.2 times harder, so probably don't waste all your stamina on the first half. Even though it does feel easy, you shouldn't like try to act it too seriously to save your power on the second half. Yeah.
Pretty much. Alright. So, of course, moving on from speed, we're going to be having Orito. I actually can't wait to see what this chart has. I remember in the previous round, it was like
I love this map.
BPM. Now we're moving it up to 61. I also actually love this chart. I actually took a look at it a little bit.
This map is funny. The backstory is that it was uploaded around the time VNMC 2023 was happening, and then I just asked Folarin out of nowhere to edit the map to be more fitting for a tournament. So this is the VNMC 2023 version, made a bit more tricky so that it doesn't feel as manipy. As you can see, the patterns are fairly comfortable, but there are still segments of pretty awkward and generally draining dense jump stream parts.
It's not exactly as dense as the previous thing. Well, what I mean is like it is definitely very dense, but I think that this one though makes up so much of it just for how fast it is. You have to remember that this chart just goes extremely fast. It's 261 BPM and it matches the density of previous rounds Rise 2 on a lot of these sections. But there are moments where you can at least catch a breath. Oh man, I bet a lot of players are gonna have fun playing this.
This map is originally made with the intention to return the nostalgia of Nicosec maps, so surely this map is a staple for fun-focused players.
Indeed. 985k and this is extremely good, by the way. That's insane.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of trills on it, so a very all-rounded map right there.
Indeed. Okay. So we can go with Rise 3 now. So Blue Army is very similar to this chart, but obviously this one is faster now. So it's once again a shoegazer chart. This retains like a lot of tricky trill gimmicks that Blue Army had, but this one's definitely denser and faster as well.
Yeah.
By the way, 266 BPM. This is really good in a gauntlet of a stamina choice.
Also 4 minutes and 19 seconds. I believe that's just around the same length as last round. Is it? Okay, last round is 4 minutes and 35 seconds. So this is a bit shorter.
I mean, it doesn't really say a much.
Does it really matter, honestly? Like, this
I mean-
map is technically like 3 long segments, anyways, compared to Blue Army being like 1 shorter segment and 1 longer segment. So, this one definitely feels just a little bit more draining in the composition of sections.
Yeah, there's so many sections where this can really throw you off.
I do notice that. Go on.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Yeah, I do notice that Blue Army and Moon Earth on lower rates are probably not safe to use because they get so long. The original songs are like 6 minutes, but then with this 1.4 upgrade, we are able to use it in such a late game context. So, yeah, we're kind of just utilizing these unused shoegazer maps at this point.
Yeah, shoegazer charting is extremely good when it comes to jump streams. These are like a word that you said in the previous charts, textbook jump stream charts. And
Yup.
it's no surprise that these charts are used in tournaments all across the menu scene. They have quality, very consistent patterning, and at the same time, I mean, the problem here was like, as far as I know, not just the length, not just the BPM, but the patterning here is really going to give you a lot of struggles here. There's only 2 breaks. I think this is the second one already. It's gonna be a lot of thrills ahead still.
Yeah, you have this. Right now, there's a 30-second-ish break, but right after that is going to be some very sustained and anchory jump streams. These 3-note jacks are kind of like spoilering what's going to be in. Yep, this one. There are a lot of these same column 3-note anchors. These are going to drain your stamina out very heavily, and these light but anchory patterns are also the most technical kind of jump stream, hand stream patterns.
Very much so. 99.5 on this is actually, again, a really strong, what do you call it, score.
I do hope to see the players beating this score though. It would be such a hype moment. Like, we've seen such miracles happen with, for example, the Boji versus... Who is it again? Boji versus...
It was
Um,
versus Forkhead.
Yeah. That one was genuinely crazy.
Indeed. So now, I can't wait to showcase this chart. Rise 4, in particular, is extremely... Yeah, there we go. Whoopsie, by the way, thank you so much for this replay. This is an extremely difficult Rise chart. I will say, okay, it's 2 BPM lower than the previous round spin. And as far as I know, 1.2 was almost used. But you'll see the patterning of this chart and you'll understand why it had to be at 1.50.
Always advocated for this map to be 1.15 because, yeah, compared to last round, this map is much denser and less feel like a speed manipulable speed jack map. Some people may say that these manipulable speed jack maps are like similar to Jump Stream, which I very much disagree with, but I think you can understand what their intention is. However, in maps like this one, you cannot fit the Jump Stream-esque description anymore. It's just very hard to manip such weird anchors. Like they're designed to actually force a wrist jack motion.
I can understand as well. As far as I know, this took Volpsy like 4 or 5 attempts to take this. I don't know, Volpsy can correct this for me. But that's the only break you're getting on this chart, by the way. This is an extremely difficult chart. Also, no, this wasn't made by me. Who made this chart again?
I Lotto.
Okay, yeah, Highloto made this chart.
I think we need to add Highlight into the diff name.
We'll do it later, don't worry. But still,
Yeah.
this is Highloto's chart, this isn't mine. This is an extremely difficult chart as well. I mean, I can't believe the level of projectors we're seeing right now. Because, man, look at those anchors. They're just so difficult.
The difficulty progression goes so hard. Like I think there is also a similar design in MWC24 Finals Core Jack. It was Veritas Invader, I believe. This one has a similar design. It's a bit bearable for the first 50% of the map or so, but as your stamina gets drained out, the map also gets denser, and at the end it throws as heavy as 4-note anchors at you. Like that's going to sting.
Indeed. By the way, can we lower the volume for the next chart? So Rise 5. Just to make sure that we're gonna be safe. So Rise 5. Let's see what Rise 5 is. It's going to be, there we go. It's broken. Okay, so we had to lower the volume just to be pretty safe.
Yeah, this is a DJ Taka song.
Alright, so something that we gotta establish is there's already like 7 Rice. And as far as I know, Rice 5 for this round fits under a technical category, isn't it?
Correct.
I mean, for the most part, it's really the same, but yeah, just had to make sure. So this is a technical chart. It's only 1 minute and 46 seconds, so you're really only given a very small margin of error here.
This map established the intro with some tricky anchor burst, but I think the course will extend on that concept a bit more. Here it is. I think you can see some implied anchors here, but these look a lot more unorthodox than the intro patterns.
Yeah, a lot of those patterns are really, really difficult to do. You have a lot of break sections, but after those break sections, you are greeted with so many technical patterns that will really just surprise you if you're not careful. That is.
These are, I think it shares a similar technicality to, anchory jump streams. I hope you can see the relation, surely, but
I definitely
Yeah.
can. I definitely can see it. But yeah, moving on from Rice 5. Okay, we can put the volume back up.
Rice,
Of course, it's
Rice
gonna be
6 is going to be a dump focused pick. We have a classic Midji map. We requested her to upload a non-LN edit for this one, and this map is unrelentless. Wait, relentless, unrelenting. I don't know.
It's relentless. That's the best way. to
Yeah,
A very difficult chart. I mean, what makes it different from Rice 5 is you can see the pattern in here. The way the dumps are expressed here and Rice 5 are really different.
they're more flowy, I'd say. Like compare slower anchory jump stream versus faster but flowy jump streams. This one definitely feels like a flowy jump map, which fits a lot of the slot and contrasts well with the Rice 5. This map is also much harder than it looks. Although from the viewer's reaction, this map is already hard from the eyes.
it's a very eye candy map to watch, if that makes sense. There's just so
Yeah.
many patterns here that will make you super uncomfortable. So I can understand where they're coming from. Alright.
This map is. I don't know how Zoe is holding 99.4 on this 1.2 rate. Like it's very hard.
In hindsight, this shouldn't even be possible. That's crazy. This is the level of physicality the players are nowadays. If that's
Yeah,
a big
no,
up at the end, by the way.
Yeah,
probably
Zoe's
indicating
dropping.
that stamina is
Map is very draining and continuous. Race map is it has a few more breaks because the nature of tech maps are kind of stop and go, but this one is just extremely continuous.
Oh yeah, definitely. So then we have Rice 7. Okay, this one is
Okay, but
oh, I think some people will recognize this chart.
if endurance in Rise 3 and Rise 6 is not enough, this one surely will. Being a boss Rise map, this is at least half a round harder than other Rise maps, and it also has an absurdly long length. This is 4 minutes and 37 seconds.
Also, it's only 7, so while this will definitely give some players leeway to accurately hit this, the length definitely makes up for it. It's a very long chart. I actually know there's gonna be a lot. There's like a chord jack section here that's also really difficult after some dumps. The reactions of the players after seeing the last two charts is insane. That's crazy.
Yeah, this map is a classic. We're pretty glad to have some old and gold bangers in the boss Rise maps. We started with Gamma, Stop, and then this is. All of these are pretty cultured maps, I'd say. But returning to the map itself, we have a flowy technical section. Although it is paired with some elements, surely they are not that intrusive. The difficulty definitely lies more on the burst and the mini jacks. These mixtures are very sustained, somewhat comfortable, but you can still choke a lot if you lose focus.
Yeah, there's a lot of mini jacks here. I mean, the fact that Snow is holding 99.5 here at the start by the is insane. This will require a lot of players to really focus on consistently hitting these stumps. Oh my god. I would be so scared to do this on the tournament match.
This map definitely brings the weak nerves out of you. If you're naturally anxious, this may probably give you a few more misses because mini jacks are especially hard to play when you're nervous. Oh yeah, there we go, the core jack section.
I have a feeling this is gonna get banned a lot, by the way. Which is gonna be
Maybe.
sad if that's the case.
This is I believe 157 BPM core jacks. So that's like a bit slower but also denser and more anchory than Race 4. Really has everything in one.
You know what this makes me wonder? What's in store for Grand Finals is definitely gonna be. Woo! Imagine this isn't even the last stage of the entire tournament. See, normally this tournament's gonna be like only like a half round behind MWC. We decided to make this difficult. I wouldn't even be surprised if this is a bit harder even. This chart is relentless in so many levels.
There's like very minimal breaks so far after the core jack section. And considering this part is as hard as the first third, the stamina factor being layered on top is going to make you players miss a lot. Maybe this part is actually a bit harder as well with how sustained the mini jacks are. Like I do see a lot more mini jacks in the final third here.
Alright, so this is going to be really hard. Yeah, this is gonna be really hard to play in general. Just like that, that ends the rice pool of this round. What a way to end it. By the way,
Certainly not euphoric to play.
yeah, this is definitely to play. By the way, for LN1, can we like actually mute the music this time around? Because this one might be very risky to play, especially on a live setting. But anyways, LN1, some of you might recognize the song. It's just sad that we can't play this on stream, but this one is
Yep.
a very Ellen
Th-
release part. Also, don't
This
worry, this
is
was yeah. Go ahead, Lon.
this is I believe the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse theme song. So pretty reasonable that we have to mute this song. It's a big film after all. But yes, this is a coordination timing hell map, and maybe you guys know Castella for some other LN maps that are more catered towards gameplay and like all the zero easy MMR esque maps, but this one is a more tricky and tournament based map.
I think this chart. Okay, by the way, this replay was done without much warm up. So again, take this with a grain of salt. Like take my score with a grain of salt. So don't worry about it too much. But as I say, this is a really difficult chart. It's a very coordination based. I mean, it is LN1 after all. It feels so much faster than in Isekai because it definitely is. Like, there's a lot of coordination aspects here that surpass that of this chart.
This map is also continuous. For only 3 minutes and 5 seconds, there are basically no breaks at all. And it's also 300 BPM. Sure, granted, it's lighter, but 300 BPM is already way to a lot of much tighter shields and quick cut releases. Especially shields at say they force you to release and hold in such a small time frame that it's not easy to have a good MA at all.
Yeah, a lot of people will probably focus more on trying to get the better 200 count than focusing primarily on the MA here.
Mhm.
So I won't be surprised if that's the case.
These gaps are tight.
I
I,
mean, I mean, that is kind of normal for an LN coordination. So yeah.
yeah, yeah. Although I kind of originally I played this map thinking it will probably be standard, but seeing those 1/6 gaps are pretty a pretty big jump scare, I'd say.
Yeah, there's pretty much there's like a lot of things to consider here. It's a very fast chart. It also is gonna force you to be locked in the entire time. Also, thankfully, after this chart, there will be no more songs that have to be muted.
Whoops. Well,
But then, I will have to say this. I bet a lot of people are gonna find LN2 really difficult, but also it's gonna be a really fun chart. It wasn't fun to try and make the replay though. Alright, let's go with LN2. So we have Ponchin Confluencer. Oh man, I wanna say making this replay was so frustrating. It's such a fast song. 231 BPM. You should just imagine how difficult it is to be consistently.
And isn't that faster than the MWC Finals LN2? That was Campanella at 227 BPM.
Yeah, pretty
We-
much.
Yeah, we were having a tendency to make the LNs slightly harder than MWC to redefine your limit in physical LN.
A lot of people have said that these players were more than capable of playing this show. I mean, most of the players I think are already leading, but there's at least 4 new players in the final. Physicality also definitely matches that. I would
Indeed.
say that these parts at the middle of the density is so difficult to play. It will definitely make you unstable if you're not careful reading it.
Yeah, the non-linearity makes it adds a bit of a control aspect into it, so you cannot just monkey brain dead and hold the whole map through. You have to consider the releases as well. And that also makes currency players have a bit of trouble recognizing when to release.
Yeah, the LN releases are certainly going to be a part of it. It's just going to keep on going. That's what I noticed. So this chart is a very relentless one. Also, for your comment on the faster, yes, I believe Campanella is 227 BPM. This one is faster by 4.
Just
because
a little bit.
Yeah, Campanella is 227 BPM, so it is slightly faster. What makes up for it is the length, density in general. It's just a really difficult chart.
This map is basically against me, like as an LN player, these density LNs with a lot of doubles are very stamina draining. So surely you're better at these kinds of LN density than I am.
My gosh. I swear, I'm not even close to peak physicality and I really struggled playing this chart. I will admit that. This was so difficult to nail. Just like that.
Congratulations for the FC!
Thank you. I worked very hard for that full combo. It's so hard, by the way. Exactly a very
No-
nice combo.
95 200.
95 200s. Hey, I wanted the full combo. I was like, you know what? I screwed that. I just wanted the full combo.
Yes,
I had
just
I had like
sack the act.
yeah, I had like a lot worse. I had like a lot lower grades than other ones, but they were in full combos and I wasn't happy. Okay, let's go with LN3. LN3 is going to be Alone Intelligence. Okay, so this isn't a full combo sadly, but hey, the act makes up for it. Well, the original chart is a hybrid chart, but there is an LN version of this as stated in the difficulty rating.
Hi Lolo. Very well-known LN mapper. I think we already have an Haldo map for Rise 4, but honestly it doesn't hurt to have a staple high-level style LN for this map pool.
Yeah,
This map is very, I would say an unorthodox kind of mixed.
when I tried this, I was like, wait a minute, this isn't as fast as, what was that again? This isn't as fast as Beyond, and then I played Beyond, and I was like, wait, no, this is actually a lot harder than Beyond. So, while it doesn't feel faster, you can't really just trust that.
Technically it's faster, Beyond is like 280 BPM, and this one is 151/8, so
I mean,
it's
that's true.
300. Technically it's faster.
I just mean like it doesn't feel as fast, okay? Especially the song doesn't feel as fast. You have to remember, Beyond sounds faster, But the patterns here definitely make up for it. That's what I'm saying.
These are very heavy shoots, and these LN streams are, it's kind of similar to Beyond. They are fast and have some doubles mixed in. A bit, it's like semi-inverse as well. Like you can feel the holding aspect, but it's not quite full LN.
I'm actually surprised I was able to hold like this high level accuracy. Oh, that's right. Good luck,
Yeah,
to you guys.
These shields are very chokeable, very coordination heavy. I think if you play MWC maps, especially those that come from Lemon Guy, have some similar shields, and you probably know how tricky and annoying it is to ace these shields to not miss. This map definitely gives a similar vibe, hence why I call it an unorthodox mix map.
Yeah, what's crazy about this is, again, a lot of the ninjaks will make you uncomfortable. I mean, even this ending has a lot of rolls, a lot of bursts and all that. It's really gonna give you a tough challenge. Okay. Even this ending is so uncomfortable. Alright, that's it. Thankfully, that's most of the challenges that this chart will bring you. I can't wait to see what the next two Olympics show you though, because, okay, I played LN4 without much outputs again, but I will say it's a really difficult chart. I can't wait to show everyone what LN4, LN5 is, especially LN5 by the way.
LN5 is crazy, I love it.
But let's hold our horses and let's showcase
Yeah.
LN4. Because I will say, I looked at LN4, I was like, wait, this isn't that bad. Then I played it. Never mind.
Some of you may be familiar with this. This is one of the most well-known VNMC24 customs, but that's the top diff. The mapper also made a lower difficulty, and it fits nicely into the MWC finals difficulty range.
Don't worry, it's the lower difficulty. I'm looking at the chatting. It's the lower difficulty, guys. Don't worry. As if that's helping, by the way. It's not gonna help.
Yeah, the lower diff is still very heavy tech for MWC finals level. Like, these look ugly. The mapper has always been known for his extremely experimental and raw gameplay that does not try to hold back. Like, usually you, as a mapper, may strive to make your map comfortable and fun to play, but this guy's ideology is that if the song is screwed up, the map has to be screwed up, and this map, even in its lower difficulty, reflects that so well.
Yeah, you can see I'm trying to hold calm here. Never mind. That clearly wasn't that. Again, it's a very heavy chart. It's 7.2 as well, so it's not the most forgiving. Okay, so we gotta wait a little bit more. Alright.
The sprayed part is still not that much of a break. You still have to act these LNs. I suppose you can like relax your hands a little bit because it's a little bit less physical.
This is really crazy. I'm actually a bit scared of to see how runs on this chart will go. Because again, there's so many parts in this chart that will make you so uncomfortable here.
It's building up. The hardest part is coming. Yup, these reverse shoots are like 50 milliseconds or so, and it's like paired with these trills, semi-inverses, streams, very coordination heavy and also technical. Yeah, this part is just I don't know what to say. Just be careful, I guess. These anchors as well.
Yep. And also the oh yeah,
The ending.
This ending is really hard as well.
The ending is ugly. The sounds are like so grotesque, and the map also has that feeling and engraved into it.
Indeed. Okay. So before we show LN5, I'm pretty sure a lot of players will be like, wait, why is this song an LN chart? Usually it's gonna be something you hear on Rice charts. But okay, let's go. LN5. I am so excited to showcase.
DJ
Okay.
Sharno Ellen map over the full range shift.
Alright, here we go.
And usually for these kinds of songs, you would expect like Ellen density. No, this map is like everything mixed in one.
It's like the best way to put this is you can't really put this chart in a single category, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a very good LN5. 7.13 stars, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. You thought Endurance LN is not a term. You will be proven wrong here. This map is so draining. Like someone who is not good at stamina is dying on this map.
Yeah, this chart has a lot of technical sections. The middle, well, before we talk about the middle, I will say this right now. So you're seeing how a lot of the technical aspects here is like dump elements and all that. Yeah, that's the theme for this entire chart.
And it's also layered on the base of 214 dense jump streams. So essentially this is similar to Rice 6 in the way it's very continuous, suspended, and pretty like it gives a heavy feeling in general. Like look at how these elements are so dense and not it's not the orthodox kind of density either. It has different kinds of gaps and some quick cut releases. So it's just weird to play, but I find that weirdness extremely appealing. This is like one of my favorite LN maps right now.
Oh yeah, this part. Oh, by the way, this part is really hard to hit because of the Rice patterns. By the way,
Kind of.
But like I know everyone here is physical enough to play this chart. Anyway, this part.
My strat is to like hit the streams a bit earlier so that you can tank the streams when it becomes fast. Like it's kind of like making up for your lack of actual speed by tapping it early, if you understand what I mean.
No, I get it. I actually get what you mean. So there's just gonna be so much of this. Alright, it's just keeps on going, by the way. So many Rice patterns still. But the bulk of the LN difficulty, well, I mean, a lot of it has already come in the first half. But even more so on the next half here.
Yep, here we go. This part is a lot more dump focused, and it shares a lot of different qualities from LN1 to LN4. There is the coordination aspect of LN1, the density aspect of LN2, some technicality and dumpness from LN4, and like the weirdness of the speedy weirdness of LN3. And it's like a bit of everything, but doesn't fully resemble any of them.
Indeed. So yeah, this part it isn't even a break section. You really have to make sure you can accurately hit those, especially the short LNs that also come in. I think that's where most of my grades come from. like trying to differentiate the short LNs from the longer ones is really a big challenge here.
I want to mention that these three note graces during the jump streams are so hard to hit because it feels like the third note of the grace feels like solving a mini jack, a long jack even.
Indeed, it does feel like that. So now we're gonna be going with the hybrids. Okay. Okay, I think you're the one who can talk about this more than I do.
We start the hybrid pool with a consistency, so-called consistency hybrid, but this map honestly is too physical to feel like a consistency map, unless you're extremely strong. This is going to be a dense 270 BPM jump stream, hand stream focused hybrid. Yep, the course already kicks in with a lot of triple, broken streams, and LM infused patterns.
It's a really fast shot as well. So there's that. I mean, there's also the presence of some mini jumps in the middle of it. But I have a feeling the players will be able to pick up on this.
Hopefully you can play this map because it kind of feels like a speed LN map similar to semifinals L13 Beyond, but because of how dense the patterns are and how it's made to be physical here, it definitely is going to have some differences.
Definitely. Luckily though, it's only 2 minutes 26 seconds, so you still have some breathing room here. Alright, so here's the one break section you're getting, and then it's gonna be back to really chaotic here.
It's building up again. Yeah, the second half is going to be harder. These elements are getting denser if the first half elements are not dense enough.
Yeah, those
And
parts are gonna be really challenging.
there are going to be more sustained rise patterns as well. Like this one, it feels like some pretty dense chord jacks, and then this long jump stream, hand stream section, and this final LN part. Yep, my only miss, it's on that LN part that resolves the whole map.
Indeed. I mean, it's really unfortunate, but at the same time, I can see why you dropped a miss there.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
maybe
Mm-hmm.
Percy players will benefit a bit, but
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Rice. Oh, sorry, Hybrid 2. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, some people might recognize the song. And also, shoutouts to Lot and actually, especially Cub, uh, Cub for this track. By the way, happy birthday to Cub yesterday.
Celebration!
So here we go. This is the Jack-oriented hybrid. You know what's kind of funny is that like I just wanted to give a trivia here. Cub was grinding this specific song on My. He was able to get the score eventually, which I find really nice to see. But I can't believe this song is in this tournament as well.
The song is very all-rounded. Like, you wouldn't expect the song to be a Jack-focused hybrid, which is supposed to be a bit more constant in its tempo. But while the first third is swing, the second third is straight 1/4. So the speed of the jacks are definitely made similar. The first third, it has like more awkward jacks that are focused on one-handed motions. This one has more coordinated motions and has more emphasis on LNs and consistency. Although this tech segment is a bit of an outlier.
Okay. Oh, that one-handed trill. I have a feeling
So-
some people might mirror this chart just to fit their need or something. Yeah, this chart's really difficult. So many jacks. I mean, it is a jack-oriented hybrid.
Okay, but fun fact, the second trill was nerfed. Before it was a 1/5 trill instead of a 1/4. And while playtesting it, was seeing like it's such a diff spike, so I nerfed it to 1/4. But the rest of the map is kind of untouched. So you get to suffer in basically 220 to 247 BPM mini jacks in this final third. Yep, I'm missing. Yeah, this is very fast.
Did it chip up the last 10 seconds of this chart?
Yeah, just don't miss, I guess. Each
Indeed.
miss is very damaging to your score. So
This reminds me of Gene in some ways, except Gene had like some streams on it, and this one was primarily just jacks and Ellens for the most part.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go with hybrid 3. Whew. This chart's really hard.
funny enough,
Oh, yeah, we
last year finals hybrid 3 is also a Dr. Mango map. So I feel like we kind of have a consistent mapper lineup for these technical hybrids.
Indeed. By the way, the accuracy, if that's okay, I think the in-game interface was turned off by accident. Anyways, you can notice what makes this chart so hard. Like, there's so many uncomfortable technical patterns here, like short LMs, dumps, and anchors mixed. Okay.
The motion of the map feels strange. I can't really put it into words. Like usually you can see like some maps feel continuous, so it's less awkward stop and go. But this map, it's both stop and go, and it utilizes some weird tech coordination patterns to ensure that the weird and like how do I say it, neurofunkiness of the song is expressed in the most detailed way possible.
I think we're gonna see less consistency on a chart like this. This is a really difficult chart to be consistent on, like especially with those bursts and rolls and all that. I like how this was expressed. Yeah, like, just an insane amount of coordinations needed for this.
This course is so fun, by the way. Like the X-shaped LNs are very full. It feels even on the hands, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, that was 98.87, just showing how difficult it is. Though I expect to see better ratio from a lot of these players, but that's about it. Anyways, now to the tiebreaker. What we're gonna say,
Yeah.
Lot?
Yeah, whatever hell that came before is certainly not going to be more difficult than the tiebreaker that is going to come up next.
By the way, yeah, can we have the in-game interface turned on again? There we go. All right.
Yep, this is going to be Vito's Vivid Abyss. Abyss.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter. I can't wait to see. Ooh, it already gives you LM density. Wow. Also, yes, 8-star tiebreaker.
We first start with this 208 BPM mixed text section. A lot of focus on MIDI jack burst. This is very similar to the usual patterns of Rice 7, but this time there are even more LNs involved. So
Yeah, look at all the dumps present here. So it's not just gonna be LNs here. There's gonna be so many bursts and all that, which again shouldn't really be surprising to many people here.
the MIDI jacks are not flowy either. It doesn't feel smooth and resolves nicely across 4 fingers. Sometimes it makes an awkward like back and forth motions on within one hand, so it's hard to not miss in these kinds of meter jacks. And
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, for this next section we have these then slightly technical density LMs. Technically it's kind of density, but we have a lot of braces, so you cannot just play it and read it as straightforward LM density. It will certainly kill your accuracy. Okay, a swing section. This is going to foreshadow the next part, which is going to be 156 BPM.
The swing part reminds me a lot of Parallel University in its swing section. This one also has it. And the more density sections. Alright.
Okay, here we
Oh
go
my
to the
gosh.
jack focused part. This one is 156 BPM, as mentioned. This part is a bit tame because it's supposed to be more focused on LNs. At least in terms of like the rise pattern, it's a bit more manageable. But the LNs, the sustained LNs are surely going to make it not as easy to execute. But if that's not so hard to tackle, then this part surely will bring you a challenge. The jack patterns are much more anchory now and doesn't feel as nippy anymore.
Yeah, a lot of these sharks don't feel like you should really manip them, if that makes sense. The accuracy required for a lot of these is really high.
Yeah, I'm not good at chord jack, so this part is a LN focus section instead, and it being swing at 156 certainly does make it feel more coordination.
Yeah, a lot of coordination is
So it's so hard to read though. Like the grays combined with the dense chords just feels overwhelming in general. Okay, we resume back to the more active speed. This is a speed up from the last card, which is from 208 to 234 already, and we're coming into this very dense LN part. Oh, this it switches between density, LN, and this like there's an LN anchor and a rice anchor. This is LN anchor on the left and the rice anchor on the right.
yeah, the
but, like-
anchors literally just keep on going.
This is not even density LN anymore. Like there are so many 1/6 dump. It feels very hard to just play it as plain density. Like it just builds up so relentlessly. It's kind of a miracle I'm seeing this card right now, because once you miss, there is a lot of risk on unlocking. That will certainly lose you at least 20,000 score. So just
Pretty
try to
much.
not miss, please. Okay, I miss here. This is just too much for me to bear.
Yeah, and I'm sure the stamina factor has already been too much.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I cannot get a 960,000 score. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this map is hard. Unfortunately, I cannot keep a 960, but that just shows how hard this tiebreaker is. It's
Indeed.
a bit overrated in terms of star rating though, so just treat the 8.15 star as a meme or something.
So yeah, I know that Sergio is now. I think he can lead us the way to this to close this out for all of us.
All right, so that is indeed the Mappool showcase for the OC Philippines Nationals 2025 OCMA 4K tournament. Again, our massive apologies for the super late stream. We had a lot of unfortunate circumstances that come that came across really over the past few weekends. Kind of like a bad excuse at this point since we're consistently late. But again, we apologize for all of that. But to make it up to you guys, and before we end, we do have something in store for the very end of the stream. But before we actually show that, just a few important announcements. Match schedules are already up on the master sheet. Also, the what do you call? Ano nga tawag doon? The partial map pools are also on the master sheet now. Custom charts will be uploaded by respective set owners once they are available. As soon as they are available, and we'll just post announcements once they are up. We won't hold you guys any longer since it's actually super late. Again, on behalf of the PHNM2025 staff, this is 85 on the commentary booth. Ito Watli, Silweska Els and Lot in the team, and Toshirken, our streamer. We'll see you guys in the over the weekend, and hope you guys enjoy what we're gonna show.
Dear Diary, I am finally writing this to say I am free and I want to be everyone's friend.